Hi everyone. So, welcome to this makeup date. I feel like a lot of things happened in my collection over the last week. I feel like I say that every single time. But yeah, I am feeling a little bit disorganized, kind of like I was last update, but I think I have some pretty exciting things to share. As usual, my makeup date is usually an update on my collection, what came in, what went out. I'm gonna probably start focusing on things that are not in other project pans. I know that kind of seems intuitive, but before I was like lumping everything together, and then like during project pan updates, I would just like reshare up progress. But I think I kind of want to give a little bit of a break from products that I've been discussing before. I will be doing like other like intermittent updates on my Instagram. So if you want to follow me there, it's called Jamie's Beauty Bin. I'm gonna start posting more regularly there, and I'm just trying to revamp my Instagram account a little bit. So if you want to join me and see, my little trial and errors over there, feel free to join. But otherwise, let me get into a few things that let me see, let's do the one thing that came into my collection. I did end up purchasing the MAC lip conditioner. If you guys haven't heard of this before, I would say it's like the OG of all like the beauty balms and the um, like the lip balm, lip butter trend that's going on right now, especially in the squeezy tube. This has honestly been around for as long as I can remember. I started getting samples of this last year, and I've probably gotten like 4 or 5 samples, and I've loved my experience every single time. Um, I've run out of pretty much any like balmy type product, so I think I'm gonna really enjoy this. So I'm gonna start breaking into this pretty soon because I did finish up. Um, a lip balm. This is actually a Maybelline lip balm. It's one of their baby lips called My Pink. It was like a little bit of like a color changing one that I rehoused into this NARS lip balm tube. So yeah, this is as far as it turns. If you can't tell, the little plastic bit is right there and it's starting to scrape a little bit. I could maybe get like one or two more uses, but because there's still so much that I need to like scoop out and empty out before I put in my next product, I just went ahead and just left it for now. I do plan on putting another lip product in here, so I'll probably put up a shorts about that if you want to see me how I do that, or just me experimenting in that along those lines. Another lip balm type product that I didn't finish up, but my toddler did. I call this her lipstick. It's the MAC Glow Play lip balm. It's the clear version in Halo at Me, and this one doesn't turn up anymore either. So yeah, and she would just like smear it all over her lips, and I just let her do that. It has like a little bit of shimmer, but not enough to like, you know, be like frosty or anything or like be weird. So I let her play with that. I probably will just put in some Aquaphor in here. I have like a stick version of an Aquaphor, so I'll probably just um cookie cutter that into there. That's kind of my method of where I just like I like twist it all the way down and then I like stick the whole thing in and like pour out the stick. It's really weird and it's a really weird way of doing it, but it works most of the time. So I did do a short on that on my channel. So if you wanted to see how I did that with a previous lip balm stick, you can see me do that. Another lip balmy product, but this one was tinted, was the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip. I did end up finishing this. I think at my last update, I had just started. So that was a little over a week ago. I think I started really working on this like on a Saturday, and I finished it up maybe like 2 days ago on a Sunday. So it really only lasted me a week. I do go through lip balmy products quite quickly. I just reapply a lot. And honestly, I knew that this one was going to last very long because it only had 2.7 grams in it. Um, and so I was just like, I don't know how long this is going to last me. For other people I saw online, they were like 2 weeks or a month or something, but I think I was just really aggressive with it. The color was actually pretty nice, but I didn't love the scent of it. And on top of that, it's just like this is such wasteful packaging to me. Like it feels nice at first, like it feels, I don't know, innovative in a way, kind of has a clicky, but honestly, it tapers kind of towards this last bit here where there's still, as you can see, like looks like there's product, but I actually dug it out, and I'll show you where I put it in a second. Um, but yeah, basically it stops there. So there's this whole chunk of product. So if you don't feel like, taking it out, then you're wasting a good amount of product. Um, and yeah, I don't know. It's definitely not something I'll buy on my own. Maybe if it's on sale. I think Elf now has their own dupe of it too. Um, and I might check that one out. I need to see like how much is in there because I would hate to buy something just for 2.7 grams of product, when something like this, my new lip conditioner, has 15 milliliters of product, right? Like this has literally 5 times as much product as this did. And I mean, size wise, you can see it's not that different in terms of the space it takes up in my collection. So I'd much rather this over this. And so, um, I don't know. It's interesting to like think about packaging and think about how efficient some packaging is versus others. It's always bizarre to me some just decisions that companies make. But in terms of where I put that little chunk, I ended up mixing it in with my e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oil. Um, I had already experimented a little bit. I never filmed it, but I experimented by mixing in a little bit of a lipstick, specifically the Plum Dandy one from MAC, which is kind of like a plummy mauve shade with gold shimmer. It's super beautiful, but it comes off a little frosty on me. So I've been trying to like mix that lipstick in with other things, but I was like, why not just like put a little bit in here? And then when I end up finishing that Tarte lip balm, I also just stuck the whole chunk in here. But honestly, like that product, that formula is super like squishy is not the right word. But it's already really like super balmy. So it just like almost mixed right in really easily. I think I did have to like stick in like a spatula or like a stick or something to really mix it in. But other than that, now it performs just fine. It feels just like a lip balm. So it's still super sheer though, so that's what that is. The thing I've been holding in my hand is it's a Franken lipstick of mine. It doesn't hold much product because it's super skinny compared to like a traditional, I mean, none of the things I'm holding up is traditional lipstick, but it's just like super skinny compared to like a more traditional lip balm tube or something. So not much product. I would say maybe this is half of a regular product. It only fills about like the spinning mechanism is like this very bottom bit, and then only the lipstick's only like probably that much of the tube. So I did finish this whole thing. As you can see, I can click up and nothing comes up anymore. So yeah, I'm glad to have finished another one of these, and I have like maybe 3 or 4 of these types of tubes, like DIY ones that I bought. They're just plastic. They're not like, I know they kind of look like the Hourglass one, but it's not Hourglass. It's just like a plastic DIY version that I bought off of Etsy. But I was inspired by the Hourglass one. Looks super beautiful, super sleek, and it's super nice to DIY into these because even if I do have a balmy formula, it keeps it together pretty well because it's not like a traditional bullet. I just basically just put in my liquefied lip product and let it solidify, and it's usually okay. And then one empty that just happened today was a ColourPop lip scrub. I actually thought it was a lip mask when I bought it, so I was a little disappointed when I put it on my lips. It was like grainy, and I was like, oh no, I got a lip mask. It was super cute. It has Hello Kitty on it, and it was the Peppermint Cookie Lip Pea Scrub. Wasn't in love with the scent of it. Let me just, yeah, it was all right. I wasn't expecting a lip scrub to enter into my collection, so I just ended up actually using this on my body. I have some super dry spots on my body, so I kind of used that as like a exfoliant and kind of a moisture barrier at the same time because of the way it's kind of like that, balmy texture. Um, so yeah, there was a ton of product in here. There's 15 milliliters in here. So if you wanted visuals, there was as much product in here as there was in here. So that gives any context. But honestly, that's huge for a lip product in general, 15 milliliters. Um, so yeah, I finish it up, and I like the packaging enough. It's nice and sturdy, so I'll see what I end up putting in here. It might end up being like a foundation or my next primer or something. You know what, my sunscreen, is that my sunscreen? No, my sunscreen's fine. It's, what packaging am I gonna be really annoyed with? A primer of mine. I'm gonna be super annoyed with a primer of mine coming up, so I might get stuck in here at some point. I just know. Talking about primers with annoying packaging. This one's a sample of the Sephora one, and there's only 5 milliliters in here, and this bottle seems huge for 5 milliliters. Like, I feel like, again, for visuals, this is 15 milliliters. This said it was 5 milliliters, so it was a third, and no way does that packaging look like a third of that. So, I don't know. The amount of product in here was tiny, so just because of how huge it was, the amount of product, I was just at the end, I was like, I can't do it. So I ended up decanting this into this one, into a MAC sample jar. And so that's just it in there now. I've been mainly using this to mix in for my blush and bronzer cocktails that I've been doing, and it's worked really well for that. So packaging out, we'll finish it up from the sample jar. Another sample jar that I finished up is a MAC Studio Radiance. I think it's their newest foundation that has gotten a ton of hype, but the color match is really off for me. I was matched to NC20 and it was still too orange, and I'm usually NC20 is like lighter than anything I imagined I would match to. So I don't know. I probably wouldn't pick it up. I couldn't even evaluate it for its um, texture because I was so distracted by the color. So I'm just gonna let it go. I don't think matte powders I really like, but I find their liquid foundations like I don't quite connect with their vibe with. Actually, just liquid foundations in general are not really my thing. I'm realizing. So, um, yeah, nice to get a sample. Nice to get a sample out of my collection though. Let me see. And then this one is my MAC groundwork. I was watching Lipstick Lesbians, and Alexis was talking about liquefying powder products to make them like really pop, and she was using that with her House Labs palette, which I was also having trouble with. It wasn't so much it popping, but that it was, I felt like the shimmer was just like moving around my face after I put it on. So she was saying that when she uses like, I think specifically the Hydro Grip primer by Milk, is it Milk? Such a weird brand name to be honest. But yes, the Milk Hydro Grip primer that she felt like it really popped, it stayed put, it worked really well for her. So I'm trying to also use that technique of liquefying. I don't know if liquefying is quite the right term for it. Emulsifying, or like powder to cream basically is what we're going for. Specifically like choosing an emulsifier that is long wearing and long lasting, that type of thing. I get the concept. I get the technique. So I'm trying to put in practice. I did mix the shimmer that I was having trouble with into I might actually mix it directly in the paint pot, but I wanted to do it with something that wasn't that was more colorless. So I actually did end up mixing with a primer and then pop that in here and pick that up with a brush and apply it to my eyes. And it seemed to work okay. I think it was doing better than it was before. So yeah, I don't know. Now it looks even probably messier than it was before. I feel like every time I show it to you, it looks like kind of crazy. I'm also trying a new technique of using a brush in here instead of just my fingers or my sponge. So I don't know. Lots of things are happening in this little paint pot, but still making some sort of progress on some sort of product in this little pot. So I would say that's a win. And I'm gonna basically for this next update, I think it's because I'm so excited. I just want to quickly show and just flash it on screen, but I'll go into more detail at my next like true update for my Pan That palette. But I hit pan on all the shades that I am working on. So, oh, I guess that was meant to be. You can't see it. I was kidding. So these 5 shades I now have pan on. So that's all I'm gonna say about that, and I'll just put it away now. I might describe a little bit more in the Instagram post that I'm gonna post, but yeah, I freshly hit pan on the last 2 that I was looking for just between yesterday and today. So very excited about that. And oh, and this last thing over here, sorry. I did use up a foot mask. I promised myself I would use up 1 every month. I have 3 of them, so I used up 2 so far. 1 more left. And so that's that. So that's pretty much all the makeup stuff that's been happening. A few other things that are I'm kind of eyeing in my collection. They're almost done, and I'll probably include in my next makeup date or in some update for my other projects in the near future. So hopefully you can stay tuned for that. Thanks so much. Thanks. Wow. If I had a blooper reel, this would be part of the blooper reel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. All right, bye.